I just had the idea that I just had enough of social media. Realized that I'm just always on my phone. Always on my phone. I'm always on Instagram. I'm always scrolling. I'm clicking on, what this person's doing. I'm looking at stories, and they're just people who I don't really know. I kind of know them, where they're following me. I've seen their stuff. I might have met them years ago at an event or something, but I don't really have any real connection with these people. And then I realized that I'm constantly checking what they're doing. I'm thinking about what they're doing. I'm clicking on their profiles. I'm clicking on their stories, looking at what they're doing, and I'm finding that I'm really I feel very anxious when I look at what they're doing. Sometimes, if I see them posting something really cool, like they're going on a cool holiday or buying a nice car, or they're starting a business making all this money, I'm not gonna lie, but I do feel jealous. I'm looking at it going, I'm 40 at the moment. I'm turning 41. I'm looking at these guys. These guys are pretty young, and they look like they're killing it. What have I been doing over the past, 2 decades? So, it makes me feel. I felt very, and I've heard that a lot of people feel the same way too when they're using social media. There's a lot of study. I've been doing a lot of research on this lately, and there's a lot of study that social media can lead to depression, can lead to social withdrawal. It can make you feel very fearful, anxious. It can affect your mental health. There's a lot of things that can happen when you're using social media. That's what I'm doing on Instagram. And when I go on Facebook, I do the same thing too. I'm scrolling, looking at stuff. First thing I do when I wake up, I go on my phone, I check social media. It's just a habit. The first thing I usually see, it's usually just news updates, and it's usually never really positive. In the Facebook Watch or Facebook videos or something, there's those random videos that pop up. So then I click on that one, and then there's these videos that's really outrageous, where there's probably someone like getting beaten up in public. It's just really outrageous stuff, really crazy stuff, but it's really shocking content. I don't know, it's not really directly affects you, but over time it does affect you. By looking at that type of stuff for a long period of time, I felt that lately I've been feeling really negative, really critical, really angry, anxious. I don't know whether you've seen it, but there's this really cool exercise that you can do, that you can measure how long you got left to live by having a look at how many weeks you got left. So you're given 52 weeks a year, and let's say that you're 40 like me, and you're going to be living to 70, then you've only got to find out the amount of weeks left. I've got 30 years. That's how many weeks I've got left. And if you do the calculations, it's pretty scary. So then when I did that exercise, I realized that I don't want to waste so much of my time doing things that I want to do. I want to get the most out of my time. So first thing I realized is that social media, it's not good. So what I did was I logged myself off from Instagram, and I logged myself off from Facebook, and then I deleted the apps from my phone. So those two barriers. If I want to check something, I have to install the app and I have to log in. The remnants of doing that is that during the day, when I see something cool, when I'm doing something, I have the urge in my head to take a photo and post it. I'm really alarmed at how social media has really programmed me to pick up the phone and post something. But nowadays we have to check our phones, and to me that's really scary. Why do I have to live my life according to some apps? Why do I have to be addicted to this phone? I don't want to spend my whole life just doing this, scrolling. I want to live my life. I want to maximize my life. So that's what really scared me, was that why is it that this app is so addictive? There's a lot of research that's saying that the people who created these apps, they did a lot of research on the brain. They know how to trigger the chemicals inside the brain, like the dopamine, and the anticipation of getting notifications. So if you see a notification bell and there's an alert to it, it's anticipation. You want to click on it and see what's there, right? So that's what pulls you in. When you see likes, you get that feel-good chemical in your brain, shoots in your brain, and it's like, oh, someone likes me, someone liked my post, I need to post more, and you keep going over and over again to try and get that dopamine hit. And it's really scary. They've cracked the code. The makers of Instagram and Facebook, they've cracked the code. They know how to get you addicted to these apps. The owners, the founders of Facebook, Instagram, they don't want their kids to be using the same apps that they created, because they know how addictive it is. That's probably one of the scariest things I've learned with social media, is that it's so addictive. It's really addictive. You can tell yourself, nah, I'm going to delete it. Well, go ahead and delete it. But I don't want to lose connection with friends. Okay, then what do? You keep going on and keep scrolling, and that's the trap that I fell in. I've been trying to quit for so many years, and it's so hard. I keep telling myself, I want to stay connected to my parents. I want to stay connected to my friends. You can always stay connected to them without Instagram without social media. You could just pick up the phone and call them. It might feel kind of weird doing that, not wasting your life on social media. It's worth it. Better to pick up the phone and have a conversation with someone. You're not really connecting with people on an app. It's better to be connected to someone when you're sitting in front of someone, talking to them, having a coffee. That is the best thing, one of the best things you can ever do. Having a one-on-one conversation with someone, deep conversation, having a coffee, having a laugh. That is the best. And I can't get that with social media. My solution to this is, if you want to get off social media, what you want to do is you need to log off. So log off the 2 apps, Instagram, Facebook, or any other apps that you're using, like TikTok, whatever. Delete them off your phone and try to survive 1 month without going back in, okay? And what's going to happen is that you're going to find that when you're gone, no one's going to really notice. No one really cares. No one really cares that you've gone. And isn't that interesting? You're spending all this time taking a photo, uploading it, making it look good, putting music on it, make it express itself, whatever it is. And you're doing all this and no one really cares. So that's the thing. But you'll find that maybe a few people might care. They might say, hey, where you been? So just keep that in mind, is that what are you doing this for? Are they really your friends? Just think about the people that you're spending a lot of time trying to impress on social media. These people that are following you, or these people that are on your friends list and stuff, so forth. Are you really talking to them on the phone? Are you meeting up with them in person? If you're not, and they're just all digital people, then it doesn't really matter. And that's the thing. You can go down the whole rabbit hole and thinking, okay, they're really my good friends and I should do this. Well, continue doing that. But then when you look at your life, how many weeks you got left, you realize, oh, I'm spending too much time on social media. What can I do with my time, with my free time, if I quit social media? If you do the calculations, if you're spending about 4 hours a day on social media, you don't realize, but you can be doing that. 4 times it by 365. You're spending 1,460 hours, okay, on social media. That's a lot of hours. Over 10 years, that is over 10,000 hours. What can you do in those 10,000 hours? It's a lot of time. So yeah, but anyway, what I've learned by just removing myself from social media is I've had a lot more time. I feel more calm, relaxed. I'm still really busy, stressed out with a few other things, but I'm finding myself filling the extra time that I have with more productive things. So I'm learning. I'm learning a language, which is Vietnamese. I'm originally Vietnamese, of course, but my Vietnamese has sort of like declined a bit over the years living in Australia. So I'm learning that again. I'm learning how to read, write again, and do the pronunciation. So that's really good. Working on my health, going to the gym a lot more, getting good sleep, eating nutrition. It's a lot of positive things that I'm doing at the moment. So I think that if you are given extra time, you will use it wisely, but if you have that extra time and you're using it for social media, that social media robs you of that potential. That extra time that you have per day, that's free and it's not touched by social media, that is absolute golden, because I personally believe that you will use that time to better yourself, to be more productive, to do something. But if you're going to waste it using social media, that will just keep pulling you down and keep robbing you of your attention, and you don't want that. You don't want, if you're struggling in life, you don't want something to distract you all the time. You need to stop that distraction and get on with improving your life. That's my report on quitting social media again. That's something that I've discovered. So far it's only been about a week and I feel great. I feel really good. I don't feel trapped in needing to post something all the time. I just don't want to have that pressure anymore. I don't have that pressure anymore. So I highly recommend for you to try it yourself. Make sure to log off those social media apps, delete it off your phone, and I challenge you to do it, to not log on to social media for a whole month. And just let me know in the comments how you guys go. Let me know. I'm really curious. And I'll let you guys know how I go after a month, 2 months, 3 months, maybe a year. Okay? So I hope you like this video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next one. Cheers.